Hello everybody, welcome back to the Poised Chaos channel. Today we're going to discuss how do we break free from social media. Social media has changed the landscape of how we connect in our everyday lives. When social media was created, it really was created with the intention for people to stay connected all over the world. But in the last several years, social media has turned into this really dark place. It's a place that has fostered and increased people's insecurity, their anxiety, so many other things internally. And as an HR practitioner, I'm here to tell you that I have personally fired people just based on what they posted on social media. So today we're going to discuss how do you break away from social media and use it for what it was intended for. If this is your first time to the Poised Chaos channel, welcome. This channel was created in order to help people build their life skills in their career, but also in their everyday lives. If you like what you hear today, click on the subscribe button in order to keep up to date on all the latest Poised Chaos channel content. Now let's get into the content. Now I was talking about how do we break free from social media. Me personally, I took a break from social media 3 months at the end of last year. The reason I did it is that I found myself scrolling through everybody else's life instead of living the life of my own. Now, if you think about it, the average person takes in about 11 million different data points a day. And of those 11 million data points a day, you're only able to process maybe 45. And of those 45, you can really only take in 7. So because we're in an overstimulated society, it's healthy and good for your mind to take a break. When I took my break, I enjoyed a lot of different things. But before I get into what I was doing on my break, let's just talk about a few of the reasons that I did take that break. So as I was mentioning before, there were several different reasons why I took a break from social media. And a few of them had to come with all of the things that I was seeing on social media. It was just too many narcissistic people. You know, the people who are constantly posting the same picture of themselves over and over again. I get it. You go to the gym, you're out at a party, you're traveling, and all you ever see when you go down their timeline is pictures of themselves. I found myself getting up in the morning, scrolling through that. 5 minutes would become 30 minutes, 30 minutes would become 45, and I spent my time doing nothing but looking at a bunch of other people living their lives. And not for nothing, I also started to get extremely frustrated seeing people who were the overachievers. You know, the people who are always doing something. They're doing real estate, they have their own business, they also have a job, and they're also curing cancer. I mean, they have so much going on that I started to feel inadequate about what I was doing. And I was just like, yeah, this is not a good space for me. So it was not just the narcissistic behaviors and the folks that were overachievers, but I also was starting to get extremely frustrated with the fake humility. The folks who are always constantly, my girlfriend CP, she coined that term. And it's always funny when we look at people's, timelines and all you see is they like, oh, really? Me? I can't believe it. I'm in this newspaper. Oh my gosh, I'm on this show. Oh my goodness, I just closed this deal. And they're always so shocked and blessed, but they really want to share it. It's so funny because my friends and I always have this conversation around how every single thing that you do and every single action that happens to you doesn't always need to be shared on social media. But that's the type of environment that we've created over the years. So also, two of the top reasons social media was driving me crazy, I needed to get a break. One, the lies. People were always lying. And I think they forget that people know them in their real lives. So they would post things thinking that no one else knows them when I know that car is really not yours, or I know that that real estate deal is really not yours either. So people are always posting stuff and making other people feel insecure about the things that they may not be achieving in their life. But I think overall for me, I felt like it was such a time stealer. I was wasting so much time flipping through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these different social media platforms. And I didn't feel like anything that I wanted to accomplish for myself, whether it's to read a book, exercise, whatever, I was spending all that time scrolling through social media. So I had to give myself a mental break because remember, out of the 11 million data points that are coming at you a day, you're only able to process 45 and only able to take in 7. That's such a small, limited amount of information that one person can take into one day. This is why. Now listen, I have been all of those things at one point, so I'll be the first to definitely admit it. But you have to give yourself a break. Not only if it's for your mental sanity, it's also for your soul. And I created really great boundaries in order to help me not only enjoy social media, but also to create balance in the things that I needed for myself. So for example, I don't start my day and end my day with social media. I always make sure I start my day or end my day with some form of prayer or meditation and get my mental space in a right space. I try to make sure that I'm not starting my day being overstimulated and I'm keeping my mind calm and clear. Also, I make sure that I turn off my notifications, because if you're getting pinged all day from things that you think you're missing, you're constantly have your phone in your hand and you don't have any opportunity to clear your mind. Giving yourself a daily limit will give you the space you need to enjoy social media, but also cut off when you need to cut off. And I've been pretty good for the most part, maybe except on the weekends, of I have a 2-hour limit, and you'd be surprised at how quick 2 hours go by, especially if you're reading a lot, especially on Twitter, which is one of my personal favorite social media platforms. And next thing you know, 2 hours has gone by. But I personally give myself a 2-hour limit. And then I also make sure that I put on, I shut my phone down after a certain time, so none of my apps are working. So not only am I off of social media platforms, I'm also giving myself time away from my device. And during that time, I read a book, I read a newspaper, I work on my Poised Chaos channel, I'm doing stuff with my family, so many other things that I'm starting to enjoy just by giving myself a break. And the last piece of advice I would give you is make sure that you're checking your follower list. If you're following people that are triggers for you, it's okay, we're all human. So make sure you clean out your list so you're not following people that can make you feel insecure or inadequate or all of those different things. Because I know when I decided to go back on, that was one of the first things I did. Try to get away from gossip websites, people that I just felt like were just doing too much, that were just driving me insane. I just stepped away, and now I found myself just really enjoying things that bring me joy. And I know that life isn't always like that, but it helps when I'm taking my downtime. That's how I'm utilizing it. Now, one thing I want to make sure as a ... that you remember, make sure that you're looking at your employer's social media policy, because I will tell you, especially I have recently fired someone because of something racist that they've posted, something sexist that they've posted. I have been in situations where people have called out of work and they are following people from work, and someone that is following them has come and told me that they called out of work, but they're at the beach. Remember, previous video I put out, people at your job are not your friends. So make sure that you're knowing what your social media policy is at your employer, and making sure that you're very protective of at work who you're following, because they don't need to see that you are traveling, that you are drinking on the weekends, because trust me, it's not a good look. I know we would like to think in 2018 everybody's open-minded. I'll tell you, they're not. As I mentioned before, I know we can't get away from social media. Listen, I need social media to connect to you guys, but there also has to be a healthy and balanced way to deal with it on our everyday lives. All right, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed the content. I look forward to connecting with everyone soon. As I mentioned before, if you like what you see on this Poised Chaos channel, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter. I know I was just talking about that. Now I'm telling you guys to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, but just know that I'm posting things that are going to enrich your lives and make you very excited about everything that you're doing. All right, everyone, talk to you soon.